Welcome everybody back here live for tonight's ACOG iRacing series event as we get set to go green here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Round number 2 going to set off at the Quad Oval. The very interesting one out of the all three in the NASCAR circuit. Glad you could tune us here live in the virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway. My name is Reyes.
And I'm Dewey Schramm. Welcome here to week number 2 here in the revamped ACOG series. And again, we'll bring us to Atlanta. And we'll see how these next-gen cars turn out on our very first 1.5 mile race with these new vehicles. We'll get a look and see how everybody's shaking out right now on the practice charts. Currently about just over 2.5 minutes left here in the session. Looks like Kevin White Jr. currently tops with Chloe Hankins and Colton Zimmer right behind. So we'll see how this all goes, but looks like we're going to have a pretty small field tonight.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to have a small field, especially what happened last week. We had like
Agreed.
6 cars left it by the end of lap 20, and they still all put on one heck of a show from start to finish. So just because we have a small field...
Quality over quantity.
Yep, that's right. I mean, just because we have a small field doesn't mean we're going to have not a lot of racing for tonight. So stay tuned. There's more to come as we get set here for 122 laps of racing.
Look at point standings here, because you know that it's relevant again now that we're in week number 2. Cole Woody, of course, won last week's event at Auto Club, so he is the points leader coming into tonight. 5 points up on Jackson Menchu and 6 points up on Joe Berge. And of course, we're only a racing out of 6, so this is still wide open. But is there anybody that stands out to you so far that you think might have a run at the title here?
Right now, I mean, the person who controlled the best with that aero package, just last week, Cole Woody, in my opinion, seems as though he might be the dude who might be the one to beat. He's showing up here tonight yet again, so we'll have to see on how Cole Woody does as we get set to go green here just momentarily. But that's my pick here for tonight at number 71 yet again.
Yeah, and given that we only have 12 people here tonight, I wonder how many of them, besides Cole, that are on this screen right now are here tonight. So it could end up being a deal where just by showing up, it could give Cole an advantage. So we'll see how he fares over the next 122 laps scheduled here for tonight.
Yeah, that's right. And which, just even starting the race matters. So for Cole Woody in that number 71, being present here, he's going to earn a minimum of, I think...
20... At least 28 or 29, right? Something like that.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Maybe even 30 points coming out of here. But we'll have to see by the end of it as we get set to go green here just momentarily. Woody leads points. It's Menchu in second. Berge, Hobbs, Howe, Bethune. Bianchini, Grindle, Kenny, and White rounding at the top 10. So I see, based off of the entry list as of right now, I know... Berge's
Kevin
present.
White's here.
Yep, Kevin White's here.
Parker White, I saw.
Yep. And
yeah, we
Kenny's
could have
here.
a couple stragglers, of course, show up, over the next couple minutes. We may not actually have 12. It could end up with maybe 15 or 16. But for right now, 12 cars will start here tonight.
All right, and we're just go ahead and transition ourselves into the qualifying stage. So as we wait for these drivers to log in their fastest too, we'll go scoot ourselves to the side. So rise up, remove your hats, we salute our nation's colors. And we welcome everybody back here live at the virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway. Getting set to go green here just momentarily. Currently, drivers taking their fastest two around the racetrack as of right now. And, yeah, not really much to say as these drivers whip around the racetrack at approximately 175 into the corner.
Yeah, and I can't remember off the top of my head, you know, what speeds the current Cup cars would hit into these corners, but, you know, we saw a much different race at Auto Club last week than what we would see in the current Cup cars, and I personally thought it was more exciting and entertaining, even with all the incidents we had. So we'll see how much different this ends up being compared to a normal Cup race in Atlanta. And, you know, that's, like we've mentioned before, that's really the whole point of why we're doing this series, is just gauge how different things are and what adjustments need to be made if we end up deciding to use this come the fall.
I mean, who knows? They might, we might see a hybrid scenario of what we had in 2007, using both the Gen 4 and the Gen 5, I guess you could say, machines for that season. So, who knows? We could use a hybrid of both.
Time will tell. As we see our current points leader, Cole Woody, take his 2 qualifying laps. P9 on his first, and we'll see if he can improve on that here on his second go-around. Currently, Justin Johnson in the 33 on top of the board right now. And we'll see where Cole slots in. And this lap looks like it's going to be close, and looks like half a second faster than his first lap, but it's only going to boost him up 1 spot to 8th.
Here's Josh Patterson in the number 02. Himself to 3 and 4 as he outtracks it off. We'll see where he logs himself in. So Cole Woody did not log in a great lap time, as Patterson's going to boost himself
P5.
up to P5.
Yeah, if you look at the intervals, I mean, Justin Johnson's only on the pole by 8 thousandths of a second, and I mean, Joe Burgee, he's not even a 1/10 of a second slower, but he's in 8th place. So the entire top 10 is only separated by half a second, and the top 9 only by a single 1/10 of a second. So you really can't get any closer than that. And, you know, sometimes qualifying is a game of inches, and here, certainly the case, as we have about 10 seconds left in qualifying, and it looks like Justin Johnson's going to walk out of here with a pole.
Yep, so...
And there we go. So congrats to Justin Johnson. I believe that is his first ever league pole. And if that is correct, congratulations regardless. I believe that's the first time he's ever started a race from the top spot. So good job for him. And we get a look here at the starting lineup. Just 12 cars, I believe, will take the green. Justin Johnson, your pole winner here for tonight. And a good qualifying run there for Thomas Lloyd in the 13, outside pole here for tonight's race.
Row number 2 going to be Peter Kenny in that number 19, Kevin White Jr. at number 52, right alongside of him.
Row number 3, Josh Patterson in the 02, and to his outside, Colton Zimmer in the 09.
Row number 4 going to be Kenneth Bueno in the 117, Joe Burgee right alongside of him.
And running at your top 10, points leader Cole Woody in the 71, and Christopher Robinson in the 177, I believe making his first league start. And then Parker White and Kilova Hankins rounding out your 12-car grid here for tonight. So pretty small field here for tonight, but like we said before, quality over quantity. And we'll see how this goes. And it looks like Thomas Lloyd's going to pit road start, which is certainly interesting. That's going to set him behind the 8 ball early. And with how small of a field this is, no guarantee of a potential caution to catch him up at any point.
Yeah, I was about to say, Thomas starting on pit road. That was very odd why he chose that, but we'll see on how it all works at the end of it.
If we had like a full 35, 40, 43 car field, I'd totally understand that. But with a field of only 12 cars, that is certainly risky, but we'll see how that works out for him. Because again, with only 12 cars, the chances of a big wreck happening are pretty small, but you never know, stuff can happen. So we'll see how that works out.
So again, just 12 drivers.
Also, session info here on the right side of your screen. 1.5 miles in length is this Atlanta Motor Speedway. 4 turns, of course. 24 degrees is the banking in the turns. 122 laps here for tonight. Evens out to just about 187 miles. Cole Woody, last week's winner at Auto Club, and the points leader coming into tonight.
All right, here we go.
Green, green, green.
Green flag up and away here for 122 laps of racing at Atlanta. And 12 drivers going to settle it on how it'll all go, as already some moves being made. Kevin White Jr. going to drop himself to the middle. He'll pick up the 3rd spot over that 4th car, Josh Patterson.
Turn 2, top 5 already pretty much single file. And this is where we're going to see how much of a difference the Cup cars are to these next gens. As you see the draft work there for Peter Kenny and Parker White, as the 19 takes the lead into turn 3, and he'll lead lap number 1, as Justin's going to drop another spot to Kevin White, and maybe a 3rd spot here, as he's getting freight train on the top side.
Oh, Kevin opened up the bottom there for the Patterson machine. Patterson really trying to shove himself to the bottom side of the racetrack. He got really tight into the corner, and look at these cars just wash up off the corner. Peter Kenny looking at his mirror, loving what he sees, as Bergie slots himself, or at least tries to.
That was a close call for Bergie. He'll be able to slot himself in this time. But fortunately for him, he didn't end up getting himself involved in an incident, because we've seen that happen with drivers before trying to slot in the line when they weren't clear to. Thankfully, nothing comes out of that, and he'll get himself into the top 5 here, as Justin will drop another spot. And he gets wicked loose out of turn 2, but thankfully holds on.
Battle up front, though. Looks like Kevin White was challenging for the lead, but unfortunately Patterson was right on his outside, took the bait to go to where he wasn't, and now they go side by side for a second as Patterson trying to cut off Bergie. They might take it 3-1.
And we'll see if the 83 peaks the nose under him. The answer to that question is no, as the hole closed up as quickly as it opened. They are 3 wide further back, though, I believe, for 6th place, and that's going to be a problem, as Kenneth Bueno got loose out of turn 2, and that's going to send, I'm not sure who that is, I think that's the 09 of Zimmer, hard into the inside wall. No caution, though, which is interesting, as there's near contact there between Kenny and Parker White, as they're going, or Kevin White Jr., rather, as they go for the race lead, and here comes Justin taking it 3 wide, trying to get that top spot back.
Yeah, Justin shoved himself to the bottom side of the racetrack. They're still all over the place. Kevin White sandwiched in the midst of that. Patterson tries to clear himself out.
Yeah, I don't know why that wreck on the last lap wasn't a caution, but a tough break there for Zimmer and Kenneth Bueno. So I'm not really sure what took place there, but meanwhile, back up front. Uh-oh, there goes Kevin White. He's going to go hard into the wall here.
Caution is out.
And that will be a caution, as Christopher Robinson in the 177 also in some trouble. And it looks like he just got loose and overcorrected it right out of 4. And that's about the worst place you can possibly hit here at Atlanta.
Man, the man who got lucky off of that was the 117 of Christopher Robinson. He got hooked off into the entry of the dogleg, but I think he got hooked at a certain angle in which, looks like Kevin just came down.
Yeah, he did the same thing Bergie did, and yeah, you can't hit the wall at a worse place than that. And the 177, looks like he pancaked to the left side of the wall as well. So both of those machines are going to have a considerable amount of damage, and there you see the 177 back it in. So probably the entire left side of that car is going to be caved in, and Bergie got away with chopping down like that. Kevin White Jr., unfortunately, did not. And while we're at it, we'll see if we can get a replay of what happened as well between Bueno and Colton Zimmer a few laps ago. And you see the damage to the 09. His night is likely over. But we talked about pre-race. Thomas Slade pit starting. Looks like it's going to work out for him after all.
Ooh. Looks like Kenneth got a tap from, it was Parker White.
Parker White. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Colton. Oh, man, he got the worst of that one for sure. But all 3 of those cars were damaged. So 5 cars already with a considerable amount of damage. And with a 12-car field, that's, it's just under half the field here. And it's just lap 7. But hopefully none of those cars are damaged enough to not continue in the race.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, same situation what we saw last week. Just a lot of contact and a lot of aggressive racing. I mean, straight out of the box, 3 wide action. And unfortunately, that 3-wide action resulted in a bit of a, not a bit of a wreck, a wreck's a wreck. So it's resulted in Colton Zimmer into the inside wall. Parker White just trying to wash up and clipped, I think, Kenneth off the corner and set a chain reaction and unfortunately claimed Colton Zimmer out of it. So there's Zimmer.
And then there were 11.
Yep.
Yeah, see all the damage to the front and rear of that 09. He hit the inside wall pretty hard there down the backstretch. And you see all the damage as well to Kevin White Jr.'s number 52. And like I said, that when you go into the quad oval like that, I mean, that is just the worst possible place on the racetrack to hit the wall. And the 52 ended up hitting it head on. And that is the result of a head-on collision with the quad oval wall. So the 52 probably out of contention here. Christopher Robinson in the 177 already lapped down. Not sure if he's disconnected or not, but a good amount of damage to his car as well. So we'll see how this is going to shape out. I think we're going to get the one to go here this time. Looks like we're only down to 10 cars left on track.
Yeah, and again, these people got to take it smooth as Colton Zimmer indeed does DNF off of tonight's race. So unfortunate for him, he's not going to go score as many points as he'd like to. But regardless, show must go on, and there's still a bunch of racing left to go. 115 laps left. Already our first caution of the night, claiming a couple of victims. Indeed, we do get a one to go. Christopher Robinson also DNF.
Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised from that. I mean, it looked like the 52 hit the wall harder than he did, but maybe he figured his damage was too severe to be competitive, so might have just called it a night early.
Yeah, so the man who won the Lanier race, unfortunately, is going to end his day early here.
Not going to win this one.
Nope.
So down to 10 cars here, as we'll get the green here on lap number 10, with 113 laps remaining. So hopefully all 10 of the cars left on track will still be there when this is over.
Just have to see, though. Pace car and 10 cars left. Green, green, green. Up and away.
So the one I'm going to be watching off this restart is Thomas Lloyd in that bright blue number 13, because we saw him qualify second and pit road started, but he ended up getting the caution he needed to bunch himself back up in the field. So we'll see how he does now in race pace now that he's caught up to the rest of the field here.
Big move there by Patterson. He scoots himself underside as Justin just about doored Patterson into 3. Not sure if he was trying to pinch down or whatever, but regardless.
Close call there. Uh-oh. And contact, and Patterson gets some air there and gets more air across the line. He's going to dirt track it and keep it going, but he's going to fall right out of this main pack. As Johnson led the lap at the line, but here comes points leader Cole Woody looking to get a bonus point here for leading the lap tonight. And that's going to be an issue as the 95 of Parker White's going to go around and he'll lock it down, and he might have just alt-F4'd it.
That's the second incident he was involved in.
And side-by-side, Woody and Johnson out of turn number 4. And we'll see who gets it at the line. I believe the 33.
Yeah, so Parker, another disc is going to DNF. Indeed, you were right. He does alt-F4 down the back, middle of the back straightaway, so...
And then there were 9. So we're down to 4th of the field here on lap number 12. So hopefully the attrition ends there, as Johnson clears the rest of the field here out of 4. And that's close between Hankins and Kenny. Peter will stay behind the 72 for right now, but I thought for a second that Kilo was going to get hooked there out of turn 4. Thankfully not the case, but he goes way wide there into turn 1. See if Burgee can capitalize on the bottom and gain a spot.
This driver's getting loose up on the high side, but Kilo making it work for right now. As Peter's trying to find a hole inside, looks like it's not going to work. Justin's not necessarily pulling away from Woody as Bergie trying to out-track the corner.
Here comes Cole trying to get the lead away once again. Reminder that you get a bonus point if you can lead at least one lap, and if you lead the most, you get a second one. The 71 being the points leader definitely wants to try to get himself out front for at least one lap tonight. And we'll see if he can do it here this time by.
Johnson got loose off of turn number 2, and it resulted Cole Woody had to run on the high side. So here comes Woody as Justin still tied right up off the corner. Nearly dooring that number 71 up the racetrack. Still a 2x2 action.
And we'll see who got it at the line. That was close. I'm not sure who got it. As Bergie now gets himself into third, side by side with the 72 of Hankins. And Cole will clear here into 3. Or he did for a moment. And he's just barely going to keep that 33 behind him. And he will definitely lead the lap this time. And here comes Thomas Lloyd trying to get fourth away from Hankins. So we'll see what this 13 has for the rest of this field as this race goes on here.
Uh-oh!
Whoa! Uh-oh, that was close. Contact there between Peter and Kilo Hankins. But a good job gathering it up. That those two in Bueno looks like we're going to get disconnected here from this now 4-car main pack.
As I mentioned, what Cole Woody did at Auto Club was he controlled the draft well enough to keep himself ahead. And here he is yet again, just leading more laps up front. And with them side by side for second, Cole's probably going to gap these two.
Yeah, easy work there for Woody, at least for right now. But yeah, the more these guys race each other and go side by side, the easier it is for that 71 to start to pull away from the rest of this field.
Look at Woody, he doesn't really out-track the corner right up next to the wall. He's just getting a straight exit off, enough to keep himself ahead. But here comes Justin, he's going to come back with another run. Going to drive it to the low side. Look at that! Oh!
Oh, and that's going to put the 71 on the wall, and that's going to take Bergie with him. And ascends there from Justin Johnson does not work. And Cole Woody's number 71, front and rear damage now. And we'll see how Bergie's car is as well, but you saw that aggressive move that Johnson made there into turn number 1 to try to get the lead away, and it didn't work.
Oh, no way it didn't work. He full-on sent him, and Cole went right up into the wall.
And nothing he could do. Thomas Lloyd is lucky as anything he didn't get collected in that. Yeah, right there, the 33 starts to wash up, and Cole can't do anything, and ends up bouncing right off the wall, and nowhere for the 83 to go. Looks like he locked it down, so the only damage... Oh, nope, never mind. It looked like he had it locked down and then just kissed the inside wall there. Hopefully that damage isn't too bad. But I'm a bit more concerned about the damage that Cole Woody got, because he hit the inside wall pretty good and got the outside wall before. That'll put Lloyd now up into second place, and looks like our leaders are going to hit pit road now for the first time in tonight's race.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what Justin was doing. He got really tight off the exit of 2 and washed out Woody in the process. My goodness. But go ahead and...
So we'll see. And Kevin White's gone down 2 laps. I'm not sure if he disconnected or if he pit to get damage repair at some point.
You are right. Disconnection. One car did stay himself out. Kenneth Bueno, in the 117, out in the racetrack. So we're now down to 8 cars left on the racetrack. As Thomas Lloyd is going to win the race off pit road.
Yeah, slow stop for our race leader. I wonder if maybe Justin took optional from the contact with Cole, because he came off pit road first, but certainly did not exit there.
Yeah, so Justin's going to exit 4th. There's Woody. At least that's what's left of him. But yeah, I'm just gonna change the lead. So I'm interested to see on how tire wear is gonna work out here for that 117 of Kenneth.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, a preliminary congratulations to everybody remaining in the field, as they're all now guaranteed a top 10 finish here for tonight's race.
Coming up on 100 laps to go. Still a lot of racing left, about 52 minutes of green flag racing. So keep it strapped on and pull yourself up a drink as we try to see on who of these 8 drivers are going to come up top. But yeah, with Woody now contentively out of the win window, I don't know who's really going to win this thing. I mean, you have Thomas Lloyd, who's pretty damageless right now.
Yeah, the 13, I think, scraped the wall a couple laps in off the first restart, but it didn't look like it did much of anything to him. And the 117, he was involved in the incident that didn't trigger a caution with Parker White and Colton Zimmer. We just saw what happened with Justin. I think Kilowa's car, Peter's car, I think those two are fine. Virgie, of course, just was in this most recent caution. And, of course, Cole. Green flag back out here on lap 22, and we'll see how long Kenneth can stay out on those tires and keep this lead.
I think I'll be able to retain the lead for a while. You saw how Cole was doing in clean air, so we'll just have to see. But up front, though, side by side for a second, as I think it was Thomas Lloyd trying to side draft 72.
Yeah, sorry about that. Cole got really loose or something right in the middle of turn 2, and he just flew right out of this main pack. I don't even know what just happened there, but he just about knocked the wall down. But out of 4, you see the 117 already starting to fade back on those older tires. And you see Virgie's front end totally gone. Even he's about to get past Kenneth, so it looks like older tires definitely not the way to go here.
Luckily for Kenneth, he's going to be able to latch on to the rear end of these drivers as Peter is going to lose it!
Uh-oh! And he's going to come back up the hill, and poor Kenneth, nowhere to go at all. Oh, actually, that's Patterson. But the caution is back out again, and yeah, he just lost it right on the bottom and overcorrected it back up the hill. And poor Josh Patterson, with nowhere to go, ends up in another one.
Oh, man. All right, gonna re-rack it up. No cars lap down, so it's gonna be a quick caution, but yeah, simple does it there for Peter Kenny. Just got loose on the bottom, and up the racetrack he went, right into the O2 of Patterson, and that's an RIP.
Yeah, just straight up lost it. You know, it's bound to happen. I mean, these people, you know, they're still trying to learn these cars, so I guess that was bound to happen at some point tonight, but unfortunately, victim of circumstance for the O2.
Typically, I mean, what I've heard from input from drivers is these cars are typically easy to save. As Kiloa stays himself out in the racetrack, no surprise there. I mean, you only logged in 2 green flag laps, but these cars are typically easy to save. And Peter, he had it straight. If Patterson wasn't there, I think he would have kept it straight, but Patterson, unfortunately, just nowhere to go. Just ran right into the back of Peter. So, Peter and Patterson is going to have to take a bit of damage repair.
Well, I think Peter would have hit the wall, but he wouldn't have, nobody else would have ended up being collected in it.
Yeah, that's right. And I don't think Peter would have spun either if he did. I mean, if Patterson wasn't there at the scene. So, yeah, just bad circumstance there as Peter was just trying to correct it up the racetrack. And unfortunately, Patterson right into the back end of him. Alright, so person who's led the most laps right now is the 33. Justin Johnson. There's a bit of damage after that contact there with Woody. Woody now on pit road, of course. Probably taking some more optional. And you saw the interesting part about that green flag run was Joe Berge, even though he doesn't have... Oh, now he has front end. Well, regardless, Berge didn't have a front end off of that green flag run, but he was still able to latch on to that main draft. So it's going to be interesting to see if damaged cars are going to be able to stay within that lead draft, but we'll just have to find out, though.
And the Tampa Bay Lightning have advanced to the Stanley Cup Final, and I'm sad.
Man, I wish I would be watching the Hawks game. You told me you're down by 30?
Yeah, they're not doing great. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rip. I'm gonna go ahead and check the score right now. Oh my gosh, you are right. They are not doing great. Oh my. Okay,
yeah,
regardless.
For those interested in basketball, they're down by 38 right now. It is not looking good.
Yeah, disaster. Oh my gosh. All right, regardless, moving back to the racing. Still 8 cars back onto the racetrack. On the lead lap, Kiloa Hankin's going to lead this one to the green. Kiloa, based off of iScar statistics, he has never won in iScar. So if Kiloa comes out here victorious, that's going to be a huge victory for him. And he has a good shot, too. Unfortunate for him, has a mirror full of the 13 of Thomas Lloyd. And here he comes. Where is he going to go?
Yeah, that 13, I think, could surprise some people tonight. Currently back up in second after qualifying there in pit starting. So we'll see what he's got here for the 72. He's going to go 3 wide at the line, and despite all the damage, it looks like Cole's car may not be too bad right now. Still hanging in there with the main pack.
Up front, though. Oh, Kiloa got loose.
Top 2 pulling away a little bit from Justin, who's kind of on an island of his own right now. I guess watch contently for now as those 4 more damaged cars battle it out further back. But that's the only other thing about this, though, is now that we only started with 12 cars. We've already had 3 or 4 out of the race. And now 3 or 4 have a lot of damage, so we're not really going to have much by way of packs, I think, for the rest of the night, because now there's not enough clean cars to really maintain one.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm curious to see on how side drafting is going to go. Now Thomas Lloyd is looking to the inside. Kiloa, I think once these two get side by side up front, I think that'll reel everybody back in. But for right now, Kiloa got a clean enough restart in which he singled himself out, and he's only dragged a couple with him. So it's Berge on a 9 of his own. After that's Kenneth over Cole, but they're going to go side by side off the corner. Kenneth real tight though. This is it right here. It's just these 3 cars for right now, but again, some side-by-side action could stall both of the drivers who are side-by-side.
Now, Lloyd had a bit of a run there out of 2, I think. But Justin has started to reel these 2 back in, so it looks like we'll have a 3-car battle now soon enough. As Berge now all by himself in 4th, as looks like he's... Yeah, Cole's now down by about 3 seconds. So it looks like his damage is now starting to affect his performance.
Kenneth on pit road, and looks like Kenneth might have disconnected. Something happened off camera for that 117. We're just gonna have to take a look.
And then there were 7. Patterson's down 3, but I'm not sure if he's on track or not.
Yeah, he's
gonna be there a while. For 2nd place, here comes Johnson trying to get that spot away from Thomas Lloyd. Near contact in the middle of 3. Lloyd will hold on for now, but the 33 definitely letting him know he's there.
Berge is scooting himself up back to this, back to these 3 drivers. So, whoa, Kiloa really sideways there. Oh my goodness! Look at all the blocking he's doing.
Yeah, don't block too much though. I mean, there's still 89 to go. There's still plenty of time left. Don't take yourself out this early like we've already seen a couple people do. But 3 wide at the line, and I believe Thomas Lloyd led that lap. As Johnson will get 2 for 1, and he'll take the lead back into 1. What a move there for the 33.
Yeah, what a move. But Johnson looks like getting a bit tight off the corner. Thomas is coming back with another run, so Thomas was looking around Kilo, but unfortunately paid the price to Justin.
Here comes Lloyd up top.
And what was looking to be a run for first place seems as though he's going to be stuck in second. He successfully passed the Kiloa Hankins, but he's still in that second spot.
And don't look too fast here. I think Burgie's starting to reel these 3 in now, even with all the damages. Uh-oh! And contact between uh-oh! And around goes the 33, and he's going to back it into the inside wall. He got loose out of... I think him and Lloyd both got loose there in the middle of the turn, and there ended up being contact. He'll gather it up, but no caution. So just like that, Hankins back to the lead, as looks like the 33 is having a bit of trouble getting it going again. But just as he got back to the race lead, now he's at risk of going a lap down.
Oh, man. Look how sideways these drivers are off the corner. I'm very surprised to see these cars very snappy. Peter Kenny also a disconnection, so now left with just 6 drivers out on the racetrack. And that means for Patterson, once he does get his damage repaired, that's 2 potential spots he'll pick up on over Kenny and Bueno. Whoa, man! See the 13
Lord.
just step out the corner. Oh my goodness!
Nice save.
He's still sideways. Just wheeling that thing through. Now he's gonna have a mirror full of Joe Berge, but Kilo Hankins in that 72. Oh! Uh-oh! Oh yeah, Thomas is just so sideways now, so Berge...
Got it again!
Oh, he's still sideways.
Uh-oh! Come on, gather it up, gather it up. There you go. There, now he's got it. He's gonna lose a lot of time, but despite all that, still in 3rd place, even though I think Cole's gonna get him here shortly. And even with all the damage he has, Joe Berge now in 2nd place.
Yeah, that's right. So this is going to come down to a race of attrition now. So with now 5 cars on the lead lap, everybody's sort of spread out by themselves. Now comes the mind of pit strategy and how you're gonna take a handle on things from this point forward. Because I expect this thing to go green from this point forward. 84 laps now, 83. Racetrack, so now you want to plan out your strategy. How are you going to set yourself up for these last 80 some laps? What's your tires on currently? We'll go ahead and pull up race analytics here on the left side. So 45 to 50 laps is the fuel window. Well, that's supposedly the fuel window. And we did have a bit of a split strategy, I'd say, with these last 2, with this last caution. Kiloa pitted 21 laps ago, which was 2 cautions ago. Berge hit pit road 16 laps ago, so Berge could stretch the field a bit more than what Kiloa can.
That's gonna mean though if we keep losing cars like we are. I mean, we're down to what, 6 cars on the lead lap now, I think? Or 5, actually. Yeah, Kenny's 8 laps down. We're down to 5 cars. And Justin Johnson is about to be lapped, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
He's that car that... Yeah, there he is. And there's Hankins in the background. So that 33 might get lapped here pretty soon. So we're going to have 80 laps to go and only have 4 cars on the lead lap. Getting flashbacks to the... Daytona truck race last week.
Oh yeah, that was pretty messy. But
for sure.
Regardless, strategy-wise, I mean, Bergie and Cole pitted on the same caution. Yeah, I mean, on the last caution, so... If fuel goes as is, Kiloa has to pit, I'd say, about 25 laps from now, so... Do the math, he's gonna have to pit with at least 55 to go. That's gonna put him on the edge of the fuel window, so... He's gonna have to stretch this thing all the way, to make it all the way to the end. From this stint.
And here comes Hankins out of 2, side by side, and it looks like the 33 is going to get put a lap down here. But that means if a caution does come out, he will be the free pass, and since Kenny is 11 laps down, and I think he's out of the race now, Justin shouldn't have anything to worry about. So you can just really ride it out to the end and just hope at some point something happens to cause a caution. Because if that happens, he'll be right back in it again. So for right now, if I'm Justin, I would just take care of my stuff and just, ride it out to the end. And if a caution happens, a caution happens. If it doesn't, you still end up 4th or 5th. So it's not all that bad.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Kiloa has a 3.3-second lead. As Justin gets really sideways off of turn number 4. So Kiloa just minding his own business right now as he rides around up front. All he has to do is just, keep himself forward. Don't screw up too badly. I mean, he could screw up just a bit. He has a 3-second gap he could play with, and it's growing too. 3.2. Bergie in that 83, just currently running second. Unfortunately, that damage is it's definitely hindering him.
But hey, by virtue of just staying out there and, like I just said, riding it out to the end, I mean, after the incident with Cole, he could have just, packed it up and said, screw this, and left, but because he stayed out there, he's running second place right now, so we saw that last week in the Daytona truck race. Bridger Olsen was like 30 laps down and still ran the entire race, ended up finishing in the top 10 despite being 30 laps down. So sometimes, even if the cards don't necessarily work in your favor at first, don't fold them. Just stick with it and see what happens.
I mean, you're seeing the same situation of what you're talking about. Patterson, he's out on the racetrack now, and he's worked himself into 6th.
Now, he's probably going to run that thing till the engine blows with all the damage he has. But for right now, he's going to finish in 6th, no worse than 6th. But, we could have a deal where other people end up maybe retiring from whatever issue possible. He's only one position away from a top 5. He'll need some help to get there, but that's why you don't just retire. Sometimes it's better to just tough it out, and you never know, maybe your fortunes will change for the better.
Currently for Hankins, fortunes are looking good. He's coming up on the lap 50 mark, and he's pulled himself now a 4.6-second lead over that number 83 of Joe Bergie. And we've only run... how many? 3, 6, make that 7? This is our 7th ever ACOG event, and we're already setting some records out here tonight. And for Kiloa Hankins, I don't think there has been an ISCAR record in which somebody has lapped the field all the way to 2nd. It might have happened before. Yeah, he could do it tonight as he gets loose off the corner. So Kiloa, he's not laying around. He's still getting loose off the corner.
Sure how high up somebody's lapped before. I'm sure. I mean, we saw last week we only finished with 4 trucks on the lead lap, so we came pretty close last week. But I don't know if anybody's ever gotten to lap 3rd or 2nd. So last week may have been the record set. And with how this is going tonight, he might be poised to break it at some point. You never know. As Lloyd's 19.5 seconds back, and that gap's growing. I think Cole was, that was 11 something. So if Kiloa just keeps hitting his marks the way he is, it's not out of the question.
Just have to see, though. So a lot of laps to go. as we watch Hankins log laps around. But if we do see a caution, that means it's benefits for that number 33, Justin Johnson. He's going to get the wave around as long as he's not the car to cause that caution. Unfortunately for Patterson, though, I mean, 13 cautions with just 5 cars, no way. Patterson's probably going to finish 6th unless one of these top 5 do DNF.
I think Burgee, as Thomas Lloyd is on pit road in the 13, and he has gone a lap down, and Justin has actually passed him for position. So he'll hit pit road now. Looks like 4 tires stopped for him, or maybe not. I think he might have just called it a day.
Now, if he called it a day, then that's an extra position for Patterson.
And there's your top 5.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I was just mentioning about. So Lloyd calls it a day, and that means Patterson's going to be in 5th here in about, I'd say 11 laps.
And that leaves us with 3 cars on the lead lap. Just Hankins, Burgee, and Woody. That's it. The top 3 that we keep up, they're all raced. That is your entire lead lap running order. That doesn't happen that often, but now we've had it basically back-to-back weeks.
Yep.
Hopefully that's not a trend.
Well, it's an interesting trend. I mean, it's been a while. It reminds me of the first beginnings of IceCar, in which you only have like 12, 10 drivers show up to an event, and only...
There were some races we had less than that.
Yeah, like only 8 drivers just showing up.
I think we had a modified race once where what was it, 6, I think?
Yeah, there was a late model race and only 6 drivers showed up.
I remember a dirt one, I want to say it was in 2017 or 18, I think it had 4 people total.
Yeah, that's right. That was, 4 people. And it was at Knoxville with the dirt late model. I remember that. Yeah, that's a...
Look how far we've come from that. That's where we were, and this is where we are now.
Yeah, it's like we went forward and 2 steps. We went 1 step forward, 2 steps back for some reason. But regardless, for Kilo Hankins at number 72, you know, just eyes on the prize, and yeah, that's right. Just eyes on the prize, and you know, keep yourself steady.
Yeah, 6 seconds up on Burgee right now. There's Cole Woody, and even with the damage, if Cole's engine, you know, lasts all the way, he still might be the points leader coming at it tonight if he can hold on for that 3rd spot. And by looks of it, looks like Patterson will pass Lloyd in 8 laps. So in the next 8 laps, he'll get himself up into the top 5. Probably didn't come into tonight thinking he was going to finish in the top 5 while 13 laps down, but sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, it works out for him, and I mean, we'll talk about points yet again. We'll pull up point standings here, right in front of your screen. Points-wise, Kiloa came in... actually, I don't think he started last week, so I don't think he's going to be in contention for that championship. But for Woody and Justin and all those other people, I don't think Justin raced last week. I'm not really sure, but for people like Parker White and Kevin White Jr., even though they DNF, they're not going to lose that many points to Cole Woody and that number 71. I mean, it's not like the race is based off of field size. It's a set amount that you're going to gain per race. And you're gaining 62. You're gaining 62 every win without bonus points, so...
Yeah, of course, points based off of not, I guess, 43, but, you know, the max field size 62, so quite a few points on the line. So even though there's only a 12-car race, I think last place is going to walk out of here with 50 points. Like, you're still not doing that bad, even if you finish last. You're still walking out of here with a boatload of points. So it's not all that bad. I'm sure, you know, the guys towards the back obviously wouldn't prefer to finish there, but silver lining is you're still walking out with a lot of points. Is Justin Johnson hit here from 4th. We'll see if this is a green flag stop or what the deal here is going to be. Because we thought Thomas Lloyd's was going to be normal, and then he ended up leaving. So we'll see. Looks like it'll be a 4-tire stop for the 33.
And again, if a caution does come out, he's going to be back in the game. And you know how competitive he was.
2 laps down now, though.
Yeah, so he's currently 2 laps down because of the pit cycle.
So once the 72 pits, he should get one of those laps back. As Patterson now 3 laps away from passing Lloyd to get into the top 5. As Cole Woody hits pit road from the 3rd spot. So we'll see when Burgee and Hankins decide to come down.
So this is a bit interesting. I mean, they hit pit road earlier than I thought. So, again, that little off-cycle miscue that I was just talking about, how drivers might select on when they want to hit pit road. Kilo is now going to lock his 43rd lap out in the racetrack, but Burgee could stay out a bit longer, at least 5-6 laps longer, or 5 to 4 laps longer than Kiloa, so I think they're going to have to do at least one more pit stop after this. But for Burgee, I mean, do you want to pull off a gamble in which this is going to be your only stop?
I mean, he's got nothing to lose. I mean, looking at it now, the worst he's going to finish is 4th place.
Woody DCs.
All right. So the worst he's going to finish is 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, and that's good news for Patterson. So Patterson's
going to get 4th now. Just by riding it out, Patterson's going to walk out of here with at least a 4th place finish. And that's if one of the top 3 doesn't end up DCing like Cole just did. So we're down to 2 cars on the lead lap, and 3rd place is 2 laps down. So, I mean, quite honestly, I think that gives Burgee, personally, it would give me more of an incentive if I'm Burgee to try something wacky, because at this point, the worst you're going to finish is 3rd place. Like, you're not going to end up, finishing way in the back if something goes wrong. You're literally going to drop 2 spots at the most and still walk out of here with 59, 60 points. So, I mean, if you're Burgee, why not?
Yeah, that's right. We'll just have to see on how it'll all work. But regardless, for Cole, I mean, he's still walking out here with the top 5. So it's going to be interesting in how he's going to shuffle down
probably the points lead still, too.
Yeah, he'll probably keep the points lead as well. So I guess he just called it a day early, knowing he's going to keep the points lead. So no need to race for the win or anything like that. I mean, he had the chance to extend that points lead, but not worth riding around since he's so far back.
Yeah, if I had a feeling that's probably what it was. He probably looked at the way the field was going and thought, I'm going to walk out of here with the top 5 anyway. No point, I guess, wasting my time just, being all alone on the track or anything. So, done for the night is the 71. But again, he'll probably still have the points lead after this, as Hankins completes lap 67. So 55 to go at the stripe. So just over the halfway point here in tonight's race. And we'll see how much longer him and Burgee decide to stay out. And we'll pull up that panel again of how long it's been since these guys have last hit pit road. So Kilo closing in on the 50 lap mark. If he can possibly stretch this to maybe 3 or 4 more laps, I think if he can do that, he can make it to the end on just this one stop.
Yeah, I think Kilo is starting to save a bit of fuel as well. I mean, you see the go, 54 laps to go, and he's on his 49th lap out on the racetrack. He needs to keep that number even with both. And maybe he's going to be walking out here with a win. But for Burgee on the other side, he's hoping that Kilo has to save a bit of fuel. I mean, he has 9 seconds is the gap between Kilo and Burgee.
He's got the leeway to do it. And, if Burgee's going to try the same strategy, I mean, he's going to have to save fuel as well. So he's not really going to be able to gain anything. He's probably going to have to hope that when Kilo does end up coming down pit road, he has some mishap, whether it be a speeding penalty or, just something happening that can reel him back in. As looks like Justin will unlap himself He can get one of his 2 laps back. He'll get his way by and through. And to complete his 51st lap since he last pit. And there's now 52 to go. So I think both of them are actually going to be good at the end now. I think Burgee and Hankins now, because Burgee can look at this and realize if he can make it from here with 51, there's going to be less than that left when I get to 51. So these two both now should be good on just this one stop.
Kiloa's clutching too into the corner. She's trying to save as much fuel. You heard the sound right there as he entered turn number 1. Just trying to save as much fuel as he can. And now, from this point forward, now he can make it all the way. But, you know, he has to do a bit of saving to make it all the way to that checkered flag. But for Kiloa, might as well stay out as long as you can so you don't have to save within that final run.
And the crazy part is, look at the interval. He's clutching into the corners, and he's still gaining time on Burgee. It was a 9.5 second gap. Now it's up to 10 seconds. So I think Burgee might be doing the same thing that Kiloa is. So it's not very often that the leader is clutching to save fuel and also gaining on the car behind him.
Yeah, I mean, Burgee's also damaged as well, so... Now that we know that Kiloa can make it all the way to the end, all he has to do is just, you know, straightforward pit stop. No screw-ups here. Just keep it straight all the way to the end.
I mean, yeah, at this point, you've basically been almost gift-wrapped a victory. So the last thing you want to do is botch it that way. As Patterson is only, I think, 2 or 3 laps away now from getting by Cole for 4th. Patterson's down 14, Cole down 12. So yeah, 2 or 3 laps from now, the O2 will get by the 71. And you never know, we could have another issue arise at some point with one of the other 3 that are left on track, so I wouldn't even put it past Patterson to maybe get a podium here tonight. You never know.
Yep, that's right, but... 75 out of 122 in the books, 26 minutes of racing still left to go. If you're now just tuning us here for tonight, relatively small race, but lengthy one as well, as we get around for this 187-mile event. Some other things going on as of right now on MaxspeedTV. You can go ahead and tune into the eNASCAR Cup Series, round number 1, season number 2 going underway, being broadcasted by Joshua Medlock. You can go ahead and tune into that just by clicking on the channel icon down below. That's the cool thing about MaxspeedTV. I mean, we just don't only have one broadcaster. I mean, we have multiple broadcasts going on at once, and if you don't like the racing, what you see on your screen, easily tune into another one.
Yeah, if you're understandably bored by the fact that there are 4 cars left on track and only 2 of them are on the lead lap, certainly understandable if that's the case. If you don't just want to sit here and listen to us talk about whatever for the next probably 45 minutes, you know, feel free to just, you know, look through the channel and see what might gauge your interest that's also on right now. We will not feel bad if you do that.
And
Trust us, we will not feel bad.
Yeah, and the thing about, like, MaxspeedTV, too, is, like, we just don't only broadcast, just NASCAR things. I know there's a Porsche series that goes on MaxspeedTV. We had iScar run that IMSA series earlier last year, so it's not just only that, still like other types of racing out there on MaxspeedTV, and it's all archived too. So if you're not missing anything, if you want to tab out this stream or the other stream as well.
Yeah, you could go back and, you know, watch some of our early stuff, you know, some stuff that, you know, MaxspeedTV's broadcasted over the last year, 2, 3 years. I mean, it's all there if you want to see it. And again, we won't feel bad if we decide to turn this off. Because quite honestly, if I was watching this, I might have by now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not because it's bad. It's just the way this is gone. There's just not much happening. So it's just one of those where, to me, watching this, it almost feels like a practice session at this point. It seems pretty laid back now. As Kiloa, despite not pitting yet, looks like he's going to put Justin another lap down. So I wonder if the 33 used up some of his tires. And just as I say that, the 72 is going to hit pit road now. So we'll see how many laps it's been since he last pit. So we'll see how long he actually made it on fuel.
I think it was 58.
Wow. So yeah, so there's going to be 43 to go at the line, or 44. And for the first time tonight, Burgee takes the race lead. So the 72 definitely good to the end. And I would expect the 83 to hit pit road shortly now that Kiloa has finally come down.
Justin's going to unlap himself, and he might actually come out in front of the 72. I'm not really sure. I don't think he will, but... he is, but not going to...
He'll
get lapped temporarily.
Yeah, he'll get lapped again, though, since obviously the 72 is going to be on much fresher tires now. Maybe not immediately, but soon enough, I think he will be.
Now just all eyes on Burgee for right now and seeing how it'll all go. Patterson does finally move himself into 4th place, by the way. So now with Burgee up front, he's going to try to lead as many laps as he can up front. I expected him to maybe split the strategy halfway. Just try to get yourself on pit road with fresher tires and Kiloa and see what you can make up with that. But looks like it didn't happen, and Burgee decided to lead laps at the end of this stint, wanting to have the fresher tires at the end.
Gives him a bonus point too for leading the lap, so points-wise, makes sense. Because, I mean, again, the worst he's going to finish tonight is 3rd place. So, there is, you know, there's absolutely nothing to lose whatsoever. And you see Patterson in the O2, he's actually going to have to pit again before this race is over as well. But, you know, he's pretty much locked into that 4th spot at this point. Can't lose anymore. But unless something crazy happens, probably not going to gain anymore either. But, like we said, just riding it out. Still going to walk out here with the top 5. And actually, Justin might have to pit again before this is over too. With how early he pit, 38 to go. That's going to put him around 60 laps.
Ooh, yeah, so that is going to be close for him.
That's going to be super close. As Burgee still has not pit yet, so it looks like he'll stretch this to 60. Or we'll see if he pits this time. And we'll see. Looks like he is. So 59 for him, 58 for Hankins. And this will put the 72 back to the lead. And that is a big lock up there. We'll see if that ends up being a speeding penalty or not. Hopefully it's not. And you see all the damage there for the 83. Got that in the incident earlier with Cole Woody. But not... I mean, it's hindering him enough where he can't battle for the lead, but you know, we could still run it out and get a top 3.
There goes Kiloa by.
And back to the lead he goes.
So all eyes now on Kiloa. I'm just trying to finish it up and shut it down here at Atlanta. Now with just 38 laps to go, all he has to do is, you know, log those 38 cleanly. And Justin now back on pit road, so you are right. Looks like Justin coming up. Looks like might be topping off on fuel. And it's no hassle. I mean, a bit of a hassle to take this pit stop. He's going to go now 2 laps down, so if a caution does somehow come out,
he's still stuck 1 down.
Yeah, he's going to be stuck 1 lap down.
I mean, again, he's still going to finish in 3rd, but of course, you know, he won the pole for tonight's race, so I'm sure he definitely wanted to try to finish there. But points-wise, still a pretty good night.
Eyes now on Kiloa. And just trying to sum it out here. at Atlanta. When we talk about wins, this will be Kiloa's first ever league win in the community.
There you go.
So, first win for him. Sort of a odd win, I guess you could say, to come out up top. I mean, not only that, he dominated over the rest of these drivers.
Oh,
so.
Justin just spun down the backstretch.
Uh-oh, that's not good. Hopefully he gets it going. But, you know. Oh, back up the racetrack.
Oh, please don't. That's okay, not a caution.
Yeah, not a caution, so you didn't,
We'll
you know.
gotta look at that, though, and see what happened here. Oh, is there... What happened here? Oh, jeez. What? Oh, my goodness.
Not sure what Justin's doing.
I think he was just trying to merge up off of pit road normally, and I don't know how he didn't see Burgie already there, but...
Yeah, I mean...
it looks like a totally normal merge, but it's like, dude, there's two cars right there.
Yeah, there's literally, out of all the people you can hit, oh my gosh. So
it's like, you got this whole open racetrack, there's only 4 cars total on it, and you managed to get the 2 of them. I feel bad for laughing, but it's like,
oh, no.
it just, how?
What a terrible
how
scenario.
How do you do? Oh, man. Alright, so Justin definitely not going to win now, but thankfully for Burgie, he held on to that. Because with the luck that Joe Burgie's had sometimes, it would not have shocked me right there if he just went, head on into the wall and ended up having to retire from the race. But thankfully that did not happen to him.
It's more damage, unfortunately.
I mean, jeez. Hey, depending on how long Justin's on pit road for, he's already 5 laps down.
Yeah, I mean...
Patterson might be able to get 3rd out of this. Maybe. We'll see how long he's there, but there's a 7-lap difference right now between Johnson and Patterson. So I wouldn't put it past Patterson to maybe get 3rd here. We'll see.
We'll just have to see, though. Eyes on that number 72. She's been leading laps. All the Kiloa show, but oh my gosh! Chill.
The one thing you don't want to do.
Yeah, and Justin does disconnect, so I mean Patterson's running out of here with a
podium.
podium.
Were 3.
Yeah, and then there were 3. So Patterson's kind of come out of here with
3rd.
Yeah, which
Josh Patterson, 13 laps down, is going to finish in 3rd place. So, but hey, you know what though? Burgie's about 21 seconds back now of Hankins. It is realistically possible now that we could have the winner lap the whole field. It's never happened before, but I think this is the closest we've ever come to it happening.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
We'll see if in the next 28 laps Hankins can get by Burgie, because, man, what a... I wouldn't even know how to react to that if we actually had a race where, like, everyone was lapped except the winner.
The closest I've seen to someone lapping the entire field... Actually, there was one case in which somebody did lap the entire field, but that was under green flag pit stops. And that was at Kansas. Kansas in the truck race, in which we had an oddly timed caution, in which Malachi Drake was literally the only driver on the lead lap. The caution came out. And it ended up that Malachi shuffled to the top of the board. And Parker White, who was in 2nd, was supposed to get the wave around. He got the wave around, but unfortunately got an EOL as well. Everybody took the wave around. And he got the free pass, so what was supposed to be a 2nd starting spot for Parker turned all the way to like 15th or something like that. So if that thing went that way, I guess, Malachi would have won with everybody 1 lap down, but they all got the wave around and such.
Close but no cigar. It looks like the interval between Burgie and Hankins has stayed about the same. It was around 21 last we checked, and looks like it's still there. But I mean, regardless, there are 2 cars on the lead lap, so still a wacky night for sure. As we'll get 25 to go at the line here. So at this point, Hankins just has to take it easy, and he will probably walk out of here with his first league win. And you know, Burgee finally broke through and got his first win 2 weeks ago. Hankins on track right now to get his first one. So already, we're only 3 weeks in, and we're already on track to get, I think, either our second or third first-time winner. So we'll see who else can maybe get that here this season.
Out of all the starts Kilo has made, he's made 145 prior iScar starts. 0 wins on that resume. And only, I don't even know how many starts he's made here in ACOG, but...
Yeah, of course, we're counting iScar stats in this, because, you know,
yeah,
it's...
just comparing,
you know,
just throwing that up there, but based off of ACOG stats, you know, we've only run 7 events, Kilo's ran 2, make this his 3rd one.
Hey, 1 for 3, not bad.
Yeah, 1 for 3.
And looks like this time Patterson's going to get by Johnson for 3rd. So Josh Patterson, despite being 14 laps down, is going to walk out of here with a podium finish. It do be like that sometimes.
Yep. The gap's growing too, I mean.
Let's see what it is now.
It's
It was about 20.8 last we checked between Hankins and Burgee. We'll see what it is this time. 21.9, so it looks like he gained another second or so. So at that pace, he will get there before this is over, but we'll see how long that ends up being sustainable. Because Hankins did pit before Burgee did, but I think that's offset by the fact that the 83 has as much damage as it does. So we'll see.
Still some yards to go, I mean. All eyes on the 72 for right now. Here's Burgee just working himself off of 2 as Kiloa enters 1. If you're now just tuning us in here for tonight, odd event here for the ACOG iRacing Next Gen League. Currently watching Kiloa Hankins just dominate the entire thing. Everybody else is just about DNF, so only 3 cars out in the racetrack. Kiloa just trying to sum it up here. And now
20 to go.
20 laps to go, yep.
Yeah, so Hankins is out front. Joe Burgee's about 22.5 seconds back. Josh Patterson on track in 3rd. 14 laps down. Everybody else is out of the race. So Justin Johnson, Cole Woody. Cole Woody's 41 laps down right now, but we'll walk out of here with the top 5. 12 cars started. Looks like 3 are going to finish. So just, you know, it happens sometimes. But Kilo Hankins, of course, on track to potentially win for the first time ever between iScar and ACOG. We just talked about has run nearly 150 races here. And looks like tonight might finally be his night. Gap is growing as well between him and Burgee, now over 23 seconds. So at the pace he's gaining at, he might lap him before this is over. And if that happens, we'll end up with a race where the whole field will be at least 1 lap down.
And again, that's never happened before here in ACOG or iScar. The last time I remember was only 2 cars on the lead lap, so, Or like maybe 3 or 4. But yeah, I mean, it happened just last week, Daytona. How many cars we had on the lead lap? 4? There's 4 cars on the lead lap by the end of it, so... You have a bit of connection issues, sorry about that. Get that now fixed, but...
Yeah, Burgee also blinks a lot.
Oh, I thought, yeah. That might have been me. I mean, that might have been Burgee, not me.
Yeah, Joe Burgee, the infamous blinker here in ACOG, is the gap now 24.5 seconds. And I think the lap times at Atlanta, I think the pole lap by Justin was a 30.5 something. So it looks like he's about maybe 6-7 seconds away from being put a lap down. And you see there from Hankins is like far and away the most laps tonight. So he'll pick up a bonus point for leading the most laps in addition to the one he got, of course, for leading the first of those 77 laps. So he'll be right up there in contention in points with Cole Woody, who's still going to walk out here with a lot of points, even though he DNF'd 45 laps ago.
You see that lap differential between the Kiloa's previous lap and his fastest lap, 30.565 by his fastest, and 32.
A lot of fall off.
Yeah, 3-4. And not only just fall off, just the amount of drivers on the racetrack. There's no draft to really provide to boost those lap times up either. So,
Ooh. Stepped out on him a bit there. So yeah, about 2 seconds of fall off there. Fastest of a 35.65. We'll see what he runs this time. Previous time was a 32.3. So yeah, roughly 1.8, 1.9 seconds of tire fall off. And that's always been a big thing here at Atlanta. And you see 32.6, so 2 seconds now. But he's still gaining on Burgee. The gap now 26 seconds. As we only 14 laps to go. And only 14 laps separate that 72 from his first ever league win. And he's been around a while. I think he made his first start either 2017 or 2018. He's been around for quite a while. And it's about time he finally got a win. So hopefully he keeps it straight for the next 13 laps and he'll be golden.
That's all he has to do. 26 seconds is the gap between himself and Burgee. And get an onboard shot of where Kiloa is versus where Burgee is. So not in sight in turns, but you know, on sight in the straightaways. You'll definitely see him right here. Like, there he is. Little small speck.
12 to go this time. And it's now 27 seconds. So I think he's about 5-ish seconds ahead now. So it's feasible that he gets there before this is over.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Just a matter on how it's all gonna go, though. 10 laps, and it's looking clean for Kiloa. I mean, 11.
Not a lot of time left. I'm sure Kiloa is getting a bit giddy right now. He knows. He knows what's there, and he knows it's not long before he finally does get there. Just 10 to go at the line. Only 10 laps between him and his first ever win. Gap between him and Burgee now up to 28 seconds, so see if he ends up lapping him before it's over.
Just have to see, though. I mean, 10 laps, you know. If you're out there just leading by a huge amount, 10 laps may seem like an eternity. Now, I've been in that position before. You're just out there by yourself. You know you're in prime position to win it. But there's still just so many laps to go. I mean, 9 laps to go this time by. And for Kiloa, all he has to do is just beat one man. But that one man could just cost me the win, so no screw-ups.
Definitely don't want to mess this one up now. But
yeah, there's only one way to mess it up, and I have to do.
I mean, we've seen his car step out a couple times. Quite a few people have had that happen so far. Some people have been able to save it, some not as fortunate. As I think Patterson might have just called it a day. Because he's locked into third place at this point. There's not enough. Oh, no, there he is. He just got lapped again. I mean, at this point, Patterson could just retire, and he can't pass Burgee because there's not enough laps to, and he can't lose any more spots. So no matter what happens from here on out, unless his scoring somehow gets invalidated, he is locked into third place. So he could just leave right now and be totally fine, but I'm sure he'll decide to ride it out. But there's
okay, just because.
And the gap now... Oh, yeah, now he's close enough, so it's up to 30.5 seconds. So he's close enough where it's starting to show the negative interval versus the positive interval, which means you're probably going to get lapped soon.
Yeah,
so 6 to go here at the line, and we'll see if he gets there.
I know, I'm hoping he gets there. That would be the first ever time a driver has lapped everybody out on the racetrack.
Well, I'm wondering how much Burgee's going to fight him off, though.
Yeah, I mean...
like, Ryan Newman is notorious for being an absolute pain in the butt to pass when he's going to get lapped down, so I'm curious to see if Burgee gives Kiloa a hard time if he gets there.
And that's the thing, I mean, Burgee's trying to keep himself in the lead lap, but at the same time, he's sitting in second spot, too, so...
It's like, I mean... Burgee's locked in a second place. Like, with the amount of laps down Patterson is, Burgee cannot finish worse than second place. But there's the 83, and there's the 72. So 1.5 seconds now is all Kilo has to make up in order to lap this whole field. And he's got 4 laps at the line to get it done.
I mean, if you're Kiloa, do you want to lay back, or because you know Burgee's like suspicious or something like that?
I mean, if I'm Kiloa, I'm honestly gonna try to do it. Like, not even as a slight to Burgee, but you know, he could say, "Hey, you know what? I lapped the whole field in that race because, you know, that's kind of cool." I think. Maybe. All right, and this time by just 3 laps remaining.
Kilo has adjusted his line too. I mean, he's rim riding through the corner rather than just hugging the low side. And
so, I mean, at this point, good win. But now it's can he lap Burgee?
Yeah, that's right. So, oh, he got loose.
Oh man.
Don't want to throw it away. Don't want to throw it away. Still,
well, I was gonna say before that happened, he's gonna be close enough to Burgee, or at least he would have been, to get in his draft.
Yeah, that's right. He might be sucking up on Burgee's draft. So, like, 2 laps to go. I mean, it ain't over.
It'll be close. Even with the bobble he just had, it's gonna be close. It's down to.
I don't know if Burgee's picking up of a Patterson's draft, but you know.
Oh, he's there. I think. We'll see. I mean, the way we're hyping this up, it's like Burgee's trying to pass, or Hankins is trying to pass Burgee for the lead, but no. This is to lap the whole field. But the white flag is out here in Atlanta. Kiloa Hankins has pretty much won the race here, but can he lap Joe Burgee and become the first person in ACOG Ice Car history to lap the entire field in a race?
I know. We'll have a run.
Gotta lap to do
Burgee
it.
Got loose. I think this
Here
is
he comes. Down the backstretch, the 72.
He blocked it. He blocked him.
Burgee blocks him. There's only 3 cars on the racetrack. All 3 of them are right here. And out of turn 4, we'll see. Kiloa Hankins is going to win in Atlanta, and just by inches, misses slapping the entire field.
Oh, he got to the inside of Burgee. He got to the inside of Burgee there, but it was just not enough.
Oh,
that would have been the first ever time I've seen a leader lap the entire field, but regardless for Kiloa, that was interesting at the end of it. Congratulations to him. Kiloa Hankins wins here at Atlanta in one of the most interesting finishes, interval-wise. I mean, it wasn't even close, but regardless, what a win. What a victory for Kiloa Hankins.
Yeah, margin of victory looks like 33.5 seconds, roughly. So, being on an oval, that is pretty impressive. Normal on a road course, but not normal here at a track like this. But finally, after running in this league for about 3 years now, finally breaks through and gets that long-awaited first league win, and is already the second driver here in the Summer Series to score their first league win. And the man that almost got lapped at the end, Joe Burgee, the one that did it 2 weeks ago at Talladega. So what a start we're off to here in the summer season. But your full results here from Atlanta. Kealoha Hankins' first ever league win. Joe Burgee came within half a car length of being lapped, but can say he wasn't. Josh Patterson, 15 laps down in third, the only other car running at the end of the night. Justin Johnson, fourth. Cole Woody rounds out the top 5, and I believe will keep the points lead. Thomas Lloyd, Peter Kenny, Kenneth Bueno, Kevin White Jr., and Parker White round out your top 10. And the last 2 cars on the grid, Christopher Robinson and Colton Zimmer. That's your field. That's it. But we've got a couple interviews left here tonight. We'll interview Kealoha and Burgee and see what they've got to say about tonight's race. Stick around for that, and we'll be right back here in just a few moments.
And we welcome everybody back here live for the ACOG iRacing series here live on a MaxspeedTV. Gonna go ahead and drag in our winner here for tonight of Kealoha Hankins in that number 72. Quick and easy does it for that number 72, Kealoha Hankins. I mean, not really quick. I mean, quick and easy for him. But regardless, Hankins finally, after over plus 140 starts here in iScar plus ACOG, Kealoha finally in victory lane. Not only that, you dominated tonight's event and nearly became the first driver to lap everybody. Kealoha, congratulations, man. First thoughts.
I'd just like to thank, everyone, Joe Burgee and Josh Patterson, first off, for sticking around and making it a somewhat entertaining finish. I mean, we had 3 wide to the line. But these next gens were something. I thought it was going to be full throttle this whole race, but after like 15 laps, you had people trying to wall each other, getting tight, getting loose, going all over. But I don't know. I'm sorry for everyone at home if it wasn't as entertaining, but I'm just glad that I finally won one of these events.
Yeah, that's right. Again, plus 140 events combined with iScar and ACOG here tonight, and finally, your first ever win here in this league. Kealoha, you pick up the... I'm not sure if you're definitely not gonna pick the points lead since I don't think you started last week, but regardless, you pick up the win here tonight. Definitely gonna move up in standings. So, what are you looking forward to coming to Martinsville?
Coming to Martinsville, I don't know what to expect. I've never done these next gens in a short track, so I mean, if I'm available, I'll do the race. Hopefully, not get damaged by lap 3. But I mean, it'll definitely be interesting. I think it'll be a good race if a lot of people show.
All right, about 10-4. Kealoha Hankins rounds stuff up top the board. Before I let you go, any sponsors want to take care for tonight?
Even though none of my other teammates raced tonight, I want to thank Shram Poindexter Motorsports. They've been my team for the past year after jumping around from team to team the past couple of years. And it's just a good group, good community to be with. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I will say I did make a promise to Boogie that I wouldn't lap him. So there's that. I did want to, get as close as I could to him without actually lapping him. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching tonight, and thank you guys for broadcasting.
All right, about 10-4. Kealoha Hankins rounds himself up top of the board. We'll go ahead and see you coming next race, man.
All right, see ya.
Gonna be honest, I'm kind of disappointed he promised him not to lap him.
Go ahead, Dragon Joe into the booth. Oh, you had something to say?
No. Hey, Bird.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Hey, Bird, you get a copy?
Yes.
Congratulations, you were the only other car to finish on the lead lap tonight. Well, Kiloa told us, I guess, that he promised you during the race he wasn't going to lap you if it came down to that, but did we see you blocking down the backstretch to keep the lead lap?
I did, yes. I was trying to do it. That's all. Honestly, all I wanted to do. I just didn't want to get lapped. I actually, it's the second time, surprisingly, I haven't been lapped by or I was the only car lapped, not on the only car not to be lapped. There we go, English. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'd say I'd say that's not too bad, but the race itself, oh my, I don't know what to say about it. I mean, it was a race. I guess I could say that, but aside from like I don't know how long green flag run and what all happened between the incidents I was in, which none for the record, I was not the fault of like any of them, surprisingly. I don't think, but it was just, I mean, it was a boring race, but there's the potential of having fuel strategy be a thing. I stayed out a little longer than Kiloa did. I think I stayed out like a good 5, 6, 7 laps more than he did. I think I knew I had more fuel than him. I knew I was gonna end up having to pit before him, but unfortunately, it didn't come down to that. Unfortunately, it came down to more us not or whoever's not gonna get lapped or whatever. But I mean, at least I finished second. I'll still take that. Cole disconnected, and I'm in the title fight for him for the lead. So I mean, I think we may have it after this. I don't know. We're definitely closer, no doubt about it. But we're gonna be definitely trying a lot more now. I didn't really want to try to fight for the championship, at least in here, but now that I think we're in a position to do it, I think I'm actually gonna try a lot harder. Because I think next race is Martinsville, and I don't even need to explain what that's gonna have to be meaning. So, yeah, we'll see about that. And just gonna have to hope for hopefully I don't end up pancaked on the right side. Right side, left side, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that wouldn't be very ideal, but I guess the curious part for me is, and I meant to ask Kiloa this, but forgot to. How did the cars tonight handle here in Atlanta compared to the way the current Cup cars do?
It's a lot easier, like on the short run. You could obviously go full throttle, but a lot later in the run, whenever the tires died down, it got really, really loose. So, I mean, it was really having to play with the throttle a lot, which I honestly wasn't complaining about. It snapped on me a couple of times, which caught me off guard, but thankfully I didn't spin at all. It's not, I ragged on the car whenever we raced at Auto Club. I said that I didn't hate it as there, but I still wasn't really a big fan of it. But I think tonight I've changed my mind on it. I honestly like driving the car. At these kind of tracks, it's not really that bad to drive. On the short run, it's basically just a super speedway, but on the short run, on the long run, it's a lot better to drive. Although wouldn't want to stay out on old tires on like a restart, because found out the hard way that if you have very worn tires on these cars, you are not going to be able to get it straight for a little bit. So that's not going to be ideal whenever that comes, if it ever comes, which I know I'm not dumb enough to stay out on very old tires unless it's like a green, white checkered or anything, and I just have nothing to lose. But overall, the car felt really good for the most part. Aside from the snaps of occasionally, it was a very fun car to drive. In the draft, it's also pretty good. So, I mean,
pack racing in the last 2 races, even if this one wasn't as long as last week, I've definitely grown to the car, and I definitely like it a lot more.
Really interesting for sure, and we'll see how it goes next week at Martinsville. First time we'll take these cars out onto a short track. And before we go tonight, any sponsors you want to thank here?
Got to thank Red Bull, obviously, Ronald McDonald House Charities, Justin for texting and driving, the perfect ad campaign to lure away anybody who wants to do that, because that was a perfect example of what not to do. You guys for commentating this very boring race. I give my condolences to you guys, because you guys are probably very bored during it. Kilo, obviously, good wind on him, or good wind to him. I think that's really everybody I gotta thank. Garrett Hess, William Schmidt, both of them guys, just for the heck of it, because they're really good friends of mine. I know Garrett at least would be really happy, even with the circumstances here. But yeah, hopefully we'll have a better race, or hopefully we'll have a good race at Martinsville. Hopefully we won't end up eating the wall there. So far I've kept out of the wall for the most part. Unless Justin decides to do what he did today, then we're just gonna have to hope for the best on when it comes to Martinsville. Like I said before, I'll probably be practicing a lot more than I'd like to, but as long as I end up getting another good finish, hopefully potentially keeping the points lead. I still have no idea if I do have it. I'm assuming I do, but I'm not too sure. But as long as I can have a chance at it, I'll practice for as much as I can, and hopefully we won't end up, like I said before, hopefully we won't end up in the wall.
All right, Joe Burgee, runner-up here tonight at Atlanta, the only other car to finish on the lead lap. Hope to see you back here for the rest of the weekend.
Yep.
Go ahead and drag on one more person, Josh Patterson in the O2, who finished a solid 15 laps down. But regardless, well, somehow third here for tonight. Josh, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Hey, Josh, my goodness. Survival was key for your third place run here tonight. Similar situation to what we saw in the truck series last week. Just a lot of drivers eliminated, but the quantity was a bit down from tonight. But regardless, third place run, man, being 12 laps down. Well, I mean, 15 laps down, actually. You'll take it, I guess.
Yeah, I wasn't really expecting to stay out and sort of do that. I was in a call with Paul Granada, and I was sort of talking to him, and then, you know, we got in that wreck with Peter, and I was like, all right, well, I actually told the guys, I was like, all right, well, good race. I'm gonna head out. So I pulled onto pit road. I had like 5 minutes of damage, so I decided to, you know, like just go do other stuff for a bit. And I come back maybe 5-10 minutes later, and I see that both Peter and Kenneth had left. So I was like, you know what, I'll go get 2 positions. And then I just, you know, I just decided to sort of stay out on the track, and you know, people just kept falling left and right, and here I am in third. So I have no idea why or how I'm here.
Well, man, regardless, I mean, they literally dropped like flies. You said for yourself, and somehow you escape out of here third with all that damage. You got really loose off of turn number 4 and just about went flying through the infield grass. Talk to me about that ride.
Well, for the start of the race, you know, the car felt really fun to drive. I mean, a lot of battling, but you know, got to the lead for maybe 10 seconds, and then Cole decided it was a good time for him to go to the lead, so he just took me out. But you know, it is what it is. I beat him, so I don't know. It's fine. Yeah, it was a good ride. You know, up into the air. I got a couple good pictures of it after the fact, but yeah, I mean, I just put a lot of damage on the car. About 3 minutes of 3 minutes of optional, and it's just beyond repair at that point. So we were just really far out of it, and I don't know, it just set the race up for me, so I couldn't really do anything for the leaders anymore after that.
About 10-4. Josh Patterson rounds himself out third here tonight. Before we let you go, and you want to thank?
I gotta thank everyone at Nova Sim Racing, making everything possible. New paint scheme looking absolutely amazing on this racetrack. Really liking how it all came together. So Paul Granada, Garrett White, and Jay Mulder. I gotta thank, you know, the guys on track for giving me a fun race, a long race. and quite a boring one, but you know, still a race, and you know, I love racing. I gotta thank you guys for running the league, broadcasting this, giving me something to actually listen to during the very monotonous process of driving on the track 100 and some times. Yeah, I guess gotta thank you guys for broadcasting, and yeah, thank you very much.
All right, but 10-4 Josh Patterson rounds himself out here in 3rd place. Go ahead and see you coming in next race, man.
Yep, see you soon.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Nothing much to really say after that, man. What a interesting race with 12 cars here in the racetrack with Kilo Hankins nearly lapping the entire field. Hopefully, we won't see similar situations like that with the amount of cars we have. But regardless, interesting race to sum out ourselves at here at Atlanta. Dewey, any last second comments?
I mean, congrats to Kilo on finally winning his first ever race. SPM gets their first ever win in ACOG, so good to them as well. Congrats to Joe Burgi on not being lapped like everybody else was. And finally, we got 2 more races on tap for you guys here this weekend. Tomorrow night at 9 p.m., we got the 358 late models at Volusia. That should be a pretty good one there. And then the truck series, or the Super Speedway series, will return on Sunday night with the trucks at Talladega. Hopefully, we get more than 4 trucks on the lead lap to finish that race, but we'll see how that all goes. But that is it for us here tonight. Congrats once again to Kiloa, and for Ezekiel Reyes, I am Dewey Schramm. We'll see you tomorrow night.